Today I'm going to introduce to you the top 3 secret neighborhoods around Salem that you've probably never heard of. If you're relocating to Salem, these are hidden gems that you absolutely need to know about. My name is Clarity Odd and I'm a local real estate agent here in Salem. And just like you, I relocated to this area, and these are neighborhoods that I wish somebody had told me about because I definitely would have probably moved into the last one on the list. Now I get to help my clients buy and sell around these top 3 secret neighborhoods. If you're looking to buy in Salem, don't hesitate, reach out to us. Our email is in the description of this video, and we want to help you find a home here in Salem. We're already helping people on YouTube who are watching these exact same videos, and we want to help you too. All right, let's get into it.
First on my list is Fairmont Hill. Fairmont is where the founders and people of industry built their fancy pants homes 100 or 150 years ago. This neighborhood is also located pretty darn close to downtown, but I personally don't feel like it's a very walkable neighborhood to downtown when we compare it to some of the other neighborhoods in this area. This neighborhood really is wonderful if you're wanting larger character homes and you absolutely love tree-lined streets and privacy. You're gonna find that the Fairmont neighborhood is not just a traditional neighborhood, but it really is a community. The neighborhood has its own Instagram page, and it has a lot of different neighborhood gatherings throughout the year. And for these reasons, I would say this is probably the most community-centric neighborhood in all of Salem.
One of the more fun aspects of this neighborhood is if you decide to purchase a home on Rural Street, there's a good chance that your backyard neighbors are going to be the folks in the cemetery, but at least they'll be quiet.
Some of the most notable landmarks in this area is going to be Fairmont Park, where you can find a jungle gym, but you're also going to see little old ladies doing dance classes out here and yoga, and it's really a center focal point for this neighborhood and community.
As you can see behind me, there's this big gray cement thingy. That's actually a reservoir. You're not supposed to go on top of it, although I think if you tried hard enough, you definitely could get up there. But this is really common to see in parks all throughout the Pacific Northwest.
This is the neighborhood where the governor of Oregon lives in Mahoning Hall. It's a very unique and special neighborhood, and one that is highly sought after. You're not going to find a lot of new construction homes here, but the ones that you will encounter, most likely they are going to be sitting on lots that had a home previously, but those homes were torn down and then new construction homes were put in their place. Most of the homes here are going to be 2-story, but some of the older mansions in this area are going to be 3 and even 4-story with servants' quarters and all of those old world features that you could find, from homes that are 100 years old. What makes the homes on Fairmont so incredibly special is that they are oversized, they are grand, they have a lot of beautiful historical characteristics, and they're private. Fairmont neighborhood, because of the way that the neighborhood is positioned, the only people that drive through the area are going to be people who actually live there. There are no through streets in Fairmont, so this is a very private community and neighborhood overall. This makes it really ideal if you have little kiddos that like to play out on the streets, or you like walking around in the streets, or you simply like having city living, but you also want a little bit more privacy. You're not going to have to worry about cars zipping throughout this neighborhood, which makes it an incredibly popular and desirable neighborhood for people who want exactly that. I think that this neighborhood in particular is oftentimes overlooked because it is very small and tucked away. People don't even realize that it's there. I want you to give me a thumbs up if you've learned anything new about Salem, and leave a comment about where you're planning to relocate from. The second neighborhood on our list is called Croison Mountain, and this is actually a neighborhood that I didn't even know about until I had lived in Salem for 2 whole years. It's very similar to Fairmont neighborhood in the way that it's super private. You are not going to have anyone driving through that neighborhood unless they live there. This neighborhood is one of the more expensive ones in Salem, and it's for good reason. The houses here were mostly constructed in the 80s and 90s, but you do have some older and newer homes as well. This neighborhood's really unique because it's on Croison Mountain, hence the name, and so you're perched over the entire city of Salem, which means that you're going to have amazing views throughout the Willamette Valley. On a clear day, you can even see Mount Hood if you're facing in the right direction. This neighborhood is one that I think a lot of people are going to be upset that I'm talking about it because it is just so private and so unknown.
Croison Mountain does have a pretty active HOA, so they're going to regulate things like your driveway, what kind of gates you can put on your driveway, what kind of building materials you can use on the exterior of your house. And this is one of the more active HOAs in this area. So if you don't like HOAs, then Croison Mountain might not be the place for you. But if you're somebody who likes that type of regulation to keep the uniformity of your neighborhood, Croison Mountain is going to be a really great spot to look.
This is a typical home that you're going to be able to find up here on Croison Mountain, and these views are exactly what you are paying for up here. All of the single family homes do have a very similar vibe because of the HOA regulations, but you're going to find that the architecture of the homes is actually incredibly unique to each home. These are not cookie cutter homes. They do not all look the same. They just have the same vibe because of the HOA regulations. Currently, there are 2 homes for sale on Croison Mountain. I have been in both of them with my clients, and I can tell you that the caliber and quality of home up here on Croison Mountain is top notch. So if you are a very discerning client, you look at the details, you're gonna find that Croison Mountain is a great blend of luxury, but still being accessible to downtown Salem and super convenient. At the bottom of the hill near the entrance of how you actually access Croison Mountain, you're gonna find
Nelson Park, which is at the bottom of Croison Mountain. This is a really great park for the kiddos, but it's also great if you have a dog or you just like walking, because there are some walking paths around here as well.
If you go a little bit further down from the park, you're going to have easy access to Croison Creek Trail, which is a very unknown trail for anyone who lives outside of this neighborhood. This trail is really unique because it goes behind the houses in this area and it's tucked in the woods, so people don't even know that it exists, and when you're walking on it, there are so many trees that no one can really even see you. My clients who end up in this neighborhood typically value privacy and peace and quiet. Because you're perched up above the rest of Salem, it's a really quiet neighborhood, but it is still a very easy drive to get into downtown Salem from this area. This is not a neighborhood that you can walk to downtown, but downtown's only about a 5-minute drive from here. One of the biggest drawbacks to Croison Mountain is also its greatest benefit. It's perched up on a hill, but that means that there is only one access road up and down that hill. So if you have a snow day or an ice day, we do get ice storms here sometimes, that means there's good chances that you are going to be stuck on that hill until that road is cleared. This neighborhood is different than Fairmont mainly because of the location. Both the Fairmont neighborhood and Croison Mountain are very desirable. They have bigger houses, very unique houses, and a lot of the tastemakers and influential people in Salem, they live in these 2 spots.
You might be wondering how the heck you actually pronounce this. Well, it's pronounced Illahe, and that is the next neighborhood on our list,
which is located off of River Road and is probably the most inconvenient neighborhood on this list. It's about 10 to 12 minutes to drive into downtown Salem, but what makes it kind of inconvenient is that there's only one road in and one road out, which makes it a little bit frustrating if that road gets blocked off. I did previously mention that this is a feature of Croison Mountain as well. You have one road in and one road out, but what's different between Croison Mountain and Illahe is that Illahe is off of River Road. That's the one road in, one road out. But River Road is a very popular road. The road that goes up into Croison Mountain, that's a private drive and it's not a thoroughfare by any means. River Road, on the other hand, is. It's a main thoroughfare to cruise either north or south along the Willamette River. Now, you might be wondering why the heck this has made my list if it's so inconvenient, but I've added it to this list because so many people don't even know that this neighborhood exists when they're looking for a house or looking on a map of Salem. This neighborhood doesn't really look like it's actually even a part of the city of Salem, so it's oftentimes overlooked, even though it's a very desirable neighborhood to the people that know about it. Illahe is a golf course community, so you're gonna have the Illahe Country Club. You have access to the 18 holes of golf course. There's a restaurant, there's a clubhouse pool that you can take advantage of, and there's just a lot going on for this community. This is a unique neighborhood in Salem because you actually have condo living as well, but the condos here are single story and they are very, very cool with mid-century vibes.
As we go through this neighborhood, you're gonna notice that the streets are a lot wider, and just like the Fairmont and Croison neighborhood, you really don't have people coming and driving through here unless they live here.
If you're somebody who loves golf, you love your privacy, you love being part of the tastemakers of Salem, this is going to be a very good neighborhood to look into. Because this neighborhood is almost on the outskirts of Salem, you do have properties that have acreage. This is incredibly unique, and there's only about 20 of these homes, but if you're somebody who wants to live in the city of Salem and you want to live on acreage, this is going to be a really great spot for you to check out. The problem is you're not going to find houses that pop up here very often because everyone wants to live in acreage, on a big house, on a golf course close to Salem. So the fact is, it's hard to find those homes, but when they do pop up, people pounce on them fast.
For more information about life in Salem, click on this video right here. Bye, friends.